I am your poetic haiku host, Kim B. Miller, the first African American poet laureate for Prince William County, Manassas, and Manassas Park, Virginia, award winning spoken word poet, facilitator, speaker, teaching artist, author. Let's get into today's subject. Hi, welcome back. I know I've been off last Sunday. It was Resurrection Sunday, so I'm back, as they say. So let's get into the subject. For those of you who wonder why I only made it 17 minutes, after all, I do love haiku. Haiku is 17 syllables, so I figured if I can do a haiku in 17 syllables, I could do a podcast in 17 minutes. So here we are. Today's subject is you, discounting you. Let's go. So, ain't you tired yet? Ain't you tired of having your day planned out and having everything just as you want it, scheduled tight, finally feel like you're going to get something done, and then the phone rings or you get that text or email and your whole day turns over because you overdo when you shouldn't be doing at all? What am I talking about? Well, they need help and I like being helpful, and whatever story, excuse, lie you tell yourself so that it feels a little better. You're helping someone right now fulfill their goals, their dreams, while you don't get to do yours because you can't say the word no. Because you won't say the word no. And you think, well, why do they keep calling me at the last minute? And I told them I don't like that. Because you do it anyway. Sure, you say you don't like it. You act like you don't like it, but then you do it anyway. So why wouldn't they keep calling you? Why are you blaming them for calling you as opposed to you answering the phone and saying yes yet again? When does it become your responsibility to take responsibility for you? If you're waiting for them to stop using you or getting your assistance, whatever way you would like to phrase it, then you will have to stand up for you. I mean, there's no other way. You will have to say no, or I'm busy, or I'm doing this, and stick to it and mean it. But as soon as someone starts playing that melody in your ear of how they need help, here you are. Once again, off track, once again, behind on your stuff, once again, rearranging your day, once again, trying to figure out how am I going to get this done when I had plenty of time. Well, you don't have plenty of time anymore because you give your time away to everyone but you. And then you put it in a nice little bow and say, look how helpful I'm being. If you're not helpful to you, how helpful are you? Yeah, how about that, huh? Your normal excuses don't sound really good right now, do they? And then, month after month, year after year, these people are doing whatever they need to do, and you're further behind than where you need to be. Why? Because you're doing everything they need you to do and doing nothing you need to do. And then the end of the year, you're looking over the things you didn't accomplish. You wonder why you didn't get there. And you're not blaming yourself. You're blaming the people you said yes to. Like they forced you. Like you couldn't say no. They're banking on that. They're banking on you feeling obligated and feeling sorry for them and feeling everything under the sun for them that you don't feel for yourself. And once again, you, the willing participant in your own demise, go straight back into the same pattern you claim to be trying to break. Don't get mad at the messenger. How are you going to break a pattern that you keep fulfilling? How are you going to try something new where you keep saying yes to people you should have said no, not this time? Why don't you put you on your calendar like you put them on your calendar? Seems like you have all the time in the world for somebody else, but not enough time for you. And the fact is that some of you have really convinced yourself that you don't have time. No, you have the time. Is what are you using it on? Who are you helping? Who are you assisting? Who are you being there for? Who are you? Because you call it so many different things, because that makes it convenient for you to say, look at this. I was, okay, for some of you, it's not helpfulness. It's, I was the big sister, or I was the auntie, or I was the mama, or I was a fill in the blank. But the bottom line is, for some reason, you won't say no. Like that makes you a monster. But let you call out, let you call on some of the same people you are knocking yourself down to help, and you can't get a minute of their time, even though you've given them hours of yours. Now, before you start, I'm not one of those tit for tat people. Well, I helped you for 15 minutes, so you need to help me for 15 minutes. I helped you a week ago, so now you need to help me now. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if you help someone, let's say every day for a year, and 3 years later you need something for one day, and they're like, can't be bothered. I'm busy. Does that mean that they're not actually busy? No, they could actually be busy and have something finite on their schedule. Or it could be that you're not on their importance list. Hey, for some of you, this may be new, but this is true, Phil. You're not on their importance list. And some will tell you no, no matter if you needed them 4, 5, 15 times a year, and then call you the next day, and then you go running over there. And some of you are only going to hear me say, well, you should only help people when they help you. That is not what I'm saying. I want to be crystal clear about that. I am not saying that in any way, shape, or form. But what I am saying is you need to put you in the forefront. There's nothing wrong with helping people. Absolutely nothing wrong with assisting people. But if you're doing that to your own detriment, to your own goals not being accomplished, then there is the problem. And there's those of us who don't like the word no, because it'll seem like I'm being mean. It seems like I'm not being a team player. You've been so manipulated, you don't even know the words that they're using, to gaslight you with. You're not going to be a team player. You're not going to help out. What's the team supposed to do? The team will do what it always does. Come back to you because you'll do it. It's all about balancing your time, balancing your needs against someone else. And when you put you on your own calendar, that's an appointment. Don't break it unless an emergency comes up. And a lack of planning for someone else is not an emergency for you. You ever ask yourself, tag, how come they always going to be the last minute everything? And, I've told them, 5, 6 times now, I don't like that. Blah, 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 blah. As I said earlier, you keep saying it, but you keep doing it. So why wouldn't they come back? It's when your words and actions equal where there will be a change, and not before. So if you're waiting for them to go, oh, dang, they said they don't like that. They don't like the last minute, so I'm not going to call. Really? There are some great people who will do that. It's not impossible. There's a lot of great people. But the people that I'm talking about are the people who know they're going to get your help, assistance, whatever you want to call it, because they know what buttons to push for you. You've shown them. You've shown them how to gaslight you so well, they're pros at it now. The only thing that's going to change this dynamic is when you decide you've had enough. Have you had enough yet? Have you had enough yet? Or are you just ready to keep complaining and then, mumbling under your breath and, getting in your car, walking bus, getting over there, and then pretending to be happy? Not sick of that yet? Not sick of calling someone who made an appointment or plans with you months ago and it was solidified, you were good to go, and here comes that person, that last minute person that you're going to change your schedule again for the person who was kind enough, gracious enough, and did it the correct way and planned and booked some time with you or just made time to spend time with you. You knocking them off for the last minute ones. And I'm not saying never help anybody last minute, but if that's their mode of operandi, if that's how they choose to live their life, let them live their life. I'm not asking you to change anybody. I'm asking you to change you. Accept that that's who they are. And if that's okay with them, that's okay. But if you keep walking down the path with them, mumbling and complaining, it's not their fault. It's yours. Don't do it. But to complain and do it and say, oh, this person is so ridiculous. Huh? When are you going to stand up for you? They're important, yes, but so are you. What they're doing is important, yes, but so is what you're doing. The reason why they don't look at it as something that is relevant or important is because they know you don't. Because if it was relevant or important, you wouldn't be able to drop it like that. You'd be like, I'm doing something that's really relevant, important, whatever way you want to phrase it. The wordings is not important or what you call it. So I'm not going to be available. And if they go up, not as important as what I'm doing, not as relevant as what I'm doing. What I'm doing is for such and such. You're doing your little. Nothing you're doing is little. You're doing something that moves you, speaks to you, you're calling, something you like, whatever it is. Just because it's not something they see as big, important, or relevant doesn't mean it's not. Some of you have reworded your very calling, your very being, reason why you're here, because someone else has belittled it. And you drank the Kool-Aid. Not only did you drink the Kool-Aid, now you make the Kool-Aid for yourself. And even when they're not around, you start sipping on it. Now they don't even have to say it. If you notice a pattern developing where you sidestep yourself for everyone else's needs, you have to start questioning yourself. Why do I keep putting myself last? Why is the stuff I'm doing seem less important to me? And before you say, well, I'm just a people pleaser, Kim, you don't get it because you're not that sort of person. Finished? Again, you can make as many excuses up as you would like, but that's not going to get you to your goal. That's going to get you another phone call saying, hey, could you come over? Or hey, could you pick this up? Or hey, when is this? Well, this is tomorrow or this is tonight. I know you weren't busy, so I figured. And some won't be that rude. Some will say it really nice. I know you're really busy and you're doing so many great things. I just need your help. And the gaslighting begins. And off to the corner you go on and yeah. Mm-hmm. Drinking the Kool-Aid. How's it taste? Don't taste so good no more, huh? Now that you realize some of the ingredients. Especially now that you realize you're making it. This is not about being cruel and telling people, you use me for you. It's not about that. We've made decisions. You've made decisions. Now it's time to make better decisions. Not to beat yourself up over things you can't go back and change what you've done. but you can change how you live your life going forward. Now, if you're just going to keep rinse, repeat, keep rinse, repeat, keep beat yourself up, repeat, then that's a decision you're still making. You're deciding to stay in that. Or you can decide to do something different. And once you make that decision, I'm not trying to say this is going to be like, poof, and they'll be like, oh, wow, look at you go. No, there's going to be some hard feelings because they're used to you being available. But the more you fulfill what you want to do, the more fulfilled you feel. Because you probably have started to notice that you're not feeling as fulfilled as you used to helping all these people. Because it's not about fulfillment, it's about your need to make these people feel whole. And that's not your job, and you're not capable of that. You're just not. It's not because you're not a bad person. That's not your responsibility. That's their responsibility. Again, I know it's hard to hear, but it's time for you to stop being everything for everybody and nothing for yourself. I hope you heard me. I'm going to end with this haiku. Do better for you. You deserve it. Haiku. They think you're a walking coupon because you keep discounting your worth.